Ladies and gentlemen, you're very welcome here with the live audience in the Sound House in Dublin. Put your hands together for Toshín.
Can I get more track, please? Here we go. Alright, this song is dedicated to all the beautiful women. Be whatever you want in this world, okay? Honey, it's hard. All your life we take while we're giving our bowls of wine. But for a time, there was I who planted the tree. When you take a bite, you know it came from me. I say jealousy is one thing, yeah. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you? Sound house. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you? Whoa, I'm an Instagrator. I'm a demonstrator. You're moderating, you're educator. So I'm telling you, girl, go up. Girl, go up. Here we go, hey. Girl, take a deal. To live this heavy burdens we were all born to be. Apologize for nothing like us conformer. Girls, don't compromise yourself cause it's what they want. I think jealousy is one thing. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you? Whoa, I'm an instigator. I'm a demonstrator. You're moderating, you're educator. So I'm telling you, girl, go off. Alright. We are all that we need. We grind till we own it. We are all that we need, guys. We grind till we own it. We are all that we need. Whoa, whoa, we grind till we own it. Guys, we are. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? We grind. Here we go. We are all that we need. We grind till we own it. We are all that we need. We grind till we own it. We are all that we need. We grind till we own it. Are you guys ready? We are all that we need. We grind till we own it. I'm an instigator. I'm a demonstrator. Moderating your educator. So I'm telling you, girl, go off. Girl, go off. Whoa, I'm an instigator. I'm a demonstrator. Moderating your educator. So I'm telling you, girl, go off. Here we go, one more time. Hey, we are all that we need. Hey, we grind till we own it. We are all that we need. We grind till we own it.
And that was Toshín playing live in Dublin in the Sound House.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff. You are one hell of a performer.
Just a tiny bit.
You just go for it, don't you?
I do. I can't go under 100%. Like
Yeah, I see that.
It's just not who I am.
Yeah. Are you actually Aretha Franklin?
No, no, I can't even say that with my chest. I'm not better. But me and Aretha, we're on the same level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. You did Electric Picnic, Beyond the Pale all together now, but you toured with Macy Gray.
Yeah, I did a mini tour with Macy in 2022 maybe.
Yeah.
I was just about to go to Paris for like a residency to write an album with some Irish artist. And
Hang on a second. I mentioned earlier on, I spent a lot of time in Berlin.
Yeah.
With Paris.
Yeah.
You get around.
Yeah, the world wants what the world wants, and that's me, and I go for it.
Sorry, what was the connection with Paris?
I was doing something actually at the Irish Culture Centre there. I was writing, and I was there for Fête de la Musique, which is World Music Day. So I was there for like 10 days, and then I was just about to travel, maybe like 3 days before my flights, and then I got the call from my agent being like, yeah, they want Macy Gray's team want you to open for her for like 3 shows, and I was like, no way. It was a dream come true because I love, like my parents used to always listen to Macy growing up, you know.
Did you talk to her?
I did. I was raging. I really want to get a picture with her because, you know, like if you don't get a picture, it never really happens. But she was not well. She wasn't well, really. So I was just like, I didn't want to be like on her neck. Like, can I get a picture with you? Like, she's just like sick.
Yeah,
so I was just like, no.
Cool.
But honestly, it was a great experience. It was at in the Button Factory, the Dublin show, and then I got to play Limerick Dolan's. So it was like really good venue. So I was very lucky.
I deal with the Dolan family, have done for years, and they're just brilliant.
Yeah, they are.
Nothing is too much trouble.
Super wholesome.
Yeah, one of my favourite venues. I take some notes and I do some research before we have people on the show.
Yeah, and you're stalking me then.
Yeah, I made a note. Beyond the Pale video.
Yeah.
You refer to yourself in the third person. She does not have a filter.
She doesn't. She doesn't. No, I kind of say what I want or say what I feel. And I just think that's what makes Toshín. Just be real and authentic, because I guess recently, one thing that I've been experimenting with, or I guess, is with my fan base, is I want to make music that will heal people. And like, I feel like a lot of people don't like to talk about like their trauma or things that has happened to them in the past or things that they're like going through now. And, you know, I've had like not the best life growing up. You know, I was homeless at 17 and a lot of stuff happened to me. And I feel like
Where were you homeless, Toshín?
In Dublin. I just moved to Dublin and I couldn't find accommodation for a really long time.
How long?
4 months.
You were homeless for 4 months?
Yeah, I was in between floors of friends' houses.
Right, okay.
For 4 months, and sure, it was grand. You know, this was when I was 17. This was 10 years ago, you know. Now I'm saying it was grand. Back then it was not grand. But, you know, and I feel like a lot of people in Ireland are going through similar things. Of course, like, you know, we have a couch, or they may have a couch to sleep on, or a mattress or something to sleep on. And I'm not, and like a lot of people are ashamed also to tell that part of their story, but I'm not ashamed to tell that part of my story because it's kind of made me who I am right now. And I feel like I want to write music that people can relate to and people can like talk about these things through music, and it's okay to talk about these things. So,
well, have you written about homelessness?
I have not, but I've written about, like, for example, self-love. You know, I struggled a lot with loving myself, and like that's one of the songs that I performed is She. And I struggled with, you know, loving myself for a really long time. I struggled with, you know, accepting myself as a black person, accepting the gap between my teeth. I always said to my parents, I want to close my gap, I hate it, I look like a monster. And thank God.
That's cool.
I know, it's unreal. Like, why do I ever want to change it? You know,
part of you.
So silly. You know, and I feel like the gap is like my birthmark. It's what makes Toshín. And a lot of people, you know, have things that they don't like about themselves. Their hair, their skin color, their anything. And
I'm sure you love that hair. The hair
I
is
love
fantastic.
My hair is unreal, but I always wanted like straight hair. I was like, Mom, why is my hair like why is my hair not like their hair? You know, growing up, I used to like question my mom all these things. And she's like, girl, like, God made you who you are, so just accept yourself for who you are, you know. And yes.
Are you a believer?
I'm a believer. Amen. Hallelujah. I go to church every Sunday. I sing in the choir. Yeah, I'm definitely a believer.
I'd say you're the loudest voice in the choir.
I am. Yeah. They all hate me.
Oh, it's Toshín again.
Exactly, please.
They just go home and she's
I don't. No, they love it. They love it, really. They do. I hope they do.
Right. I love what you do. I think it's brilliant. We are going to have a chat later on in the show. But first, we're going over to Oblivion Studios in Dunboyne to listen to Kieran and Emily in Driven Snow.
I reach for the space in our bed. Maybe you're lying there. Maybe all this was a dream. All that I feel is the cold of a memory. Knowing all this isn't real. There's nothing as hard as love. I stand on the train in my suit. Where am I going to? Drifting in and out of a dream. The water turns cold in the bath. The cold of a memory, swimming away from my feelings, but life calls me to breathe, calls me to breathe for us, and time there's nothing as hard as love. Nothing as hard as love. Nothing as hard as love. Nothing as hard as love.
And that was Driven Snow. Nothing as hard as love.
True.
It strikes me that this is it's far away from the energetic power pop of De Laurentiis. Are you mellowing out?
No, it's just the personality of De Laurentiis was a combination of the four of us. And so this is a combination of the two of us. And so there's two of us. So it's going to be a smaller sound. It's going to be a more gentle, intimate kind of thing. And I guess...
Well, we were also recording it at nighttime, when the kids were asleep. So, or even writing it at nighttime when the kids were asleep. So it became something a lot more mellow than maybe we intended it even to be.
And how is it working together musically and living together and having children together? And there's an awful lot of togetherness.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Well, I tell you, one of the most interesting things about it is that you kind of have a sort of a personality when you play gigs, when you do interviews, whatever, and you're never ever going to be as much. The most yourself you're ever going to be is with the person who knows you best in the world. Right. So there's no bullshit. Can I say that? Yes. Because Emily will go, that's bullshit. And I'll go, that's true. And if I'm slightly exaggerating the story, which happens, Emily will go, that's not the way that happened. And I'll go, okay.
And, even on stage, like I thought I wouldn't be able to speak much on stage. And because he's beside me, I don't mind so much. So it's nice.
Right.
Yeah.
I've watched some of your reels. How is Teddy?
Oh, Teddy's great.
Teddy's actually
actually,
doing
Teddy's
really well.
not in our house anymore. But he's great.
We're all dog lovers, I think, every year, with the exception of our Bulgarian friend, Janko Genov, award-winning Bulgarian.
Award-winning Bulgarian.
Yes. All of the rest of us have dogs because we're nice people.
Well,
Do
we
you
have a
know
cat, so we
You have a cat and a
we're-
dog?
No, we don't have the dog anymore. It's a long story, but yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
He's next door. He's fine.
Oh,
It worked very
worked
well.
out well.
Not dead,
If we're
we got
talking
it.
about
No.
actual tips and tricks, I have to say cats
No, we're not.
are better than dogs.
well, we will be doing tips and tricks later, but first we'll have song 2.
Yes.
Yes.
What is it called?
It's called Sunlight.
Sunlight, great, because I was going to call it Sunshine. But you did change it at the last minute.
We did. Yeah.
Yes, it
So
was
we
called
changed it.
Wake Up in the Sunlight.
No,
and now it's
We
called
changed it
Sunlight.
from we were going to do Aurora, and then
Oh,
we
sorry,
did Sunlight,
yeah.
and then So
Okay.
Was I there for that? I was.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Driven Snow with Sunlight.
Well, I know I'm trouble, 'cause I've always been. I gave up the teachings for a life of sin, and I bring problems like a mountain rain. But I never met someone made me wanna change. And I know you think you heard it all before. I was just gone away from what I can't ignore. And when I'm sleeping underneath the sky, well, I realize you my day and night. I wake up with the sunlight. I wake up with the sunlight. I start again one last time. I wake up with the sunlight. And I see how you move in a single breath, how a dark divides us and our light connects, and life rolled us over on its riverbed. But I never met someone made me start again. I wake up with the sunlight. I wake up with the sunlight. I start again one last time. I wake up with the sunlight. Days to run around, static on the radio. I wanna feel alive. Days to run around, static on the radio.
I wake up with the sunlight. I wake up with the sunlight. I
Start again one last time. I wake up with the sunlight. I wake up with the sunlight. I wake up with the sunlight. I start again one last time. I wake up with the sunlight.
And that was Driven Snow with Sunlight.
Yes.
Normally at this stage of the programme we do, I do a Zoom call with an industry professional who gives their advice. We ask them for 3 snippets or nuggets. And due to the wealth of experience, Emily, you toured for years with the Republic of Loose, and you're a school teacher.
I am.
Kieran, I guess, needs no introduction. An award-winning broadcaster and also singer, songwriter, and all-around great guy.
Something like that.
What is the first bit of advice you would offer somebody wanting to get into this game?
Wanting to get into the... I did a talk about radio at the Ireland Music Week when it was on. And, you know, we did our kind of chat. And then at the end, everyone was asking sort of the same questions. They were asking, how do I get my song played? How do I get my song played?
Okay.
And so I thought that might be a kind of a good thing to do. But I suppose the first thing is a little bit of research. Who are you sending it to? Like, you know, don't send your dance song to the indie DJ. Don't send your indie song to the dance DJ, whatever. Have a little research on what's going in. Personalise it. So, you know, no harm in saying...
You might be wrong in that, because Dan Hegarty was on the show and he mentioned the same thing. And I said, yeah, if you're in a death metal band, don't send it to Ronan Collins.
Oh, no, but I mean, like, just extremes of that, if you
Well,
imagine.
hold on. The following day, Ronan Collins played Joy Division.
Well, Joy Division
I
aren't
think
death
Dan
metal.
probably told him just to get at me.
Well, that's true. But he would
Sorry,
play the classics. But sending a little bit of research, but also, like, you know, we only have so many hours in the day or whatever, so sending thousands of emails to people who'll never read them, you know. So just, like, send it to the appropriate person.
Yeah.
And then they might give it a chance. And then the next thing after that is just to kind of slightly personalise it. No harm in saying you might like this, you might want that. There's nothing worse than getting an email which just seems like it's been sent to 1 million people and they haven't looked at what your show does or anything like that.
Okay.
And so when I'm doing radio stuff, I just need a really simple bio, a photo, just to get a grasp of who they are, and then, you know, an easily streamable link. Don't send the entire album or the attached to the thing, because I can't download them all, because otherwise, you know, if I have 200 songs in a week, I can't download everything. So a streamable link, then if I choose to play it on the show, to download it. So on Radio Nova, which is where I do the radio show, that's how we do it.
The Nova guest list.
The Nova guest list on a Sunday night, yeah.
And you do tons of new music.
Well, yeah, I can't do tons, but I do the best of the week. So I have an hour. So what I do is I do a classic, a new, a classic, a new, you know. So my theory of the case is that if you play something that people love, then you have a bit of authority to play something that they might love.
You were echoing Mr. Dave Fanning,
okay,
who said at the start of the Fanning sessions and stuff in the rock show, they would let people know that Clash's new single was coming out. And then afterwards to be somebody they'd never heard of.
Yeah.
Recorded a session.
But I think as well, though, you know, personally, just when you're on the radio, it's actually, I think, a little tiring to have constantly brand new music all the time to listen to. Because you don't, you know, you're kind of processing or whatever. But if you play a classic, you can settle into that and enjoy it. And then you might trust that there's something is of that standard is coming up. That's just that's how I do it. So, so I play something people know, and then something people love, and then I play something that I think people will love. So
Okay,
that's
nice one. Emily, what would you tell the young Emily now, going back in time? What did you not know that you've since learned?
Everything. I suppose really, and only very recently, I'm starting to. Well, I mean, this is all about aging and like finding out how your voice is more. Like your genuine, your authentic voice is much more valuable at any point. So like when you're 20, no matter what you're doing, if you're singing or if you're doing anything in your life, I feel like it's very hard to put forward your authentic self sometimes. Young people tend to try and fit into the mold of what they think other people want them to be, you know, and so, which is normal. But like, I suppose now I am much more comfortable with putting out what I enjoy singing and what I like, a little bit being a bit more vulnerable, I suppose. Young people maybe are better at that nowadays than we were when I was in my 20s. Well, I don't know. Maybe not.
But I mean, one assumes when you started out, you sort of imitate what you like.
Yeah.
So when you started, who are you emulating?
Well, like the weird thing was that I started off in a kind of a slightly in a classical world a little bit, actually, because I'd had my voice trained as a soprano, and I got into a singing group that was being focused towards kind of more world classical music, and we got a record deal, and we were being bankrolled. Everything was very much there was a big kind of a push behind us. It was a big machine. We were over in London and we got a record deal, and we were in Abbey Road Studios. Everything was very exciting. Wow. And then we got dropped just at the last minute before we released our album. So that was very much a kind of a manufactured situation. So I wasn't really putting out anything that was myself at that point. But I guess in terms of my influences and the people that I would that I would have listened to a lot, I would have listened to a lot of Kate Bush. When I was younger, a lot of ABBA, the Carpenters, Simon and Garfunkel when I was a kid. And then when I got older, ABBA,
still ABBA.
Well, yeah.
More
Well,
ABBA.
now it's even more ABBA because the kids love them. It's just been constant in my life. But no, when I was older, then kind of Kate Bush and was a big influence in terms of my voice because I have that kind of a range,
Yeah.
But,
And hip hop as well.
Well, actually, yeah. When I was younger, a lot of hip hop and R&B. Yeah.
Okay, great. Guys, all good advice. Thank you very much. And thanks
Thank
for
you.
playing as well.
Not at all.
No,
We're
it's a
really, really
pleasure
happy
to
to be
be
here.
here.
Thank you.
And now back to Dublin, Toshín.
Thank you, Kieran and Emily. What have you got planned? What's coming up for Toshín?
There's a lot coming up, a lot of big shows, small shows, intimate shows. But what's like at the top of my brain right now is my album, my debut album. When I drop the name, might as well.
Go on.
I Own Everything.
That's great.
It's gonna be
I
the
Own
name.
Everything by
Hopefully,
Toshín.
yeah. If I
It's
don't
going to
change
be
my
massive.
mind, it's
I
gonna
feel
be.
it in me walk.
Yay! It's gonna be huge. I own everything, and it's just about, as I said before, like owning everything that's happened to me. I feel like throughout my 28 years on this earth, I've gained a lot of scars that we can't see right now, but I feel like I've gained a lot of scars, and sometimes when people gain scars, they always want to hide them and, cover them, but I want to own my scars, and that's kind of the meaning of the album, I Own Everything. So it's talking about the journey of my life and the journey of everything I've been through the last 10 years.
Wow. I think that's cool. I should remind people listening, if you are listening on the wireless, you can see the show. The show is recorded as a television show as well. If you go to rte.ie, search for Sessions from Oblivion. It's been great. I love doing what you're doing, and the very best with the album. I'll buy it.
Please do.
But I want a signed copy as well.
Of course,
Yeah.
€50.
Okay. And
But, yeah.
Will I get a shirt?
We'll
Toshín
see.
shirt. Right, playing us out on this episode 8, this is Toshín.
If I catch you again in this crazy mind of mine, this story should end. I have wasted so much time. Sit back and relax. I'll be back before you know. This time, in fact, I will stay until you go, 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 go. You're gonna want to forget these things that you said that stuck in my head. changing, we are rearranging. Storms are breaking, people shaking. No time to save, no words for the brave. Living in the judgment days. You're gonna want to forget these things that you said last again in my head. I know you want to believe I'll never be free, but you don't know me. So that's when I start. Woo! But then it don't. But then it don't. Inside this big mind of mine, knock knock, let me out, help me. Feeling trapped inside this big mind of mine, knock knock. Oh, I'm feeling trapped inside this big mind of mine, knock knock, get me out. This big mind of mine, knock knock, get me out. Feeling trapped inside this big mind of mine, knock knock, get me out. Help me, I'm screaming out.